Hello everyone. Today I am going to start your second chapter of civics, that is understanding the secularism. Okay. In the first chapter, when I am teaching you about the key features of the Indian constitution, that time we having a point, that is secularism. I hope you all remember that. So here they have given you a chapter which is based on understanding of the secularism. Through this chapter you all will be able to understand the concept of secularism. Okay, and you will also see that why India is considered as a secular country. So first of all, we will see the meaning of secularism. We should know what exactly the secularism is. Students, the Indian constitution allows the individuals the freedom to live by their religious beliefs. This you have already read in chapter 1, as we read that a secular state is that state which does not have any official religion of its own. All religions are treated equally. Okay, so this is the basis of a secular country or secularism. Okay, so the Indian constitution allows each and every individual of the country the freedom to live by his or her religious beliefs and the practices as he or she interpret. Okay, secularism refers to separation of the religion from the state. Okay, this is the key feature of secularism. Okay, that separation of religion from the state. Okay, we will understood this later, as we having so many things which proves that it is very important in a secular country to separate the religion from state. So on that particular basis we can say that secularism is a belief or system that rejects the religion or the belief that the religion should not be part of the affairs of the state or part of public education. Or we can, in simple language, we can say that secularism is a system under which there is no superiority of any religion and all the religions are treated equally. Okay, I hope you all got the meaning of secularism. Now we will see why is it important to separate religion from the state. I am going through all those topics which they have given you in your NCERT book. So the first point in your book is why is it important to separate religion from the state. Okay, students, if any country is not able to separate the religions from the state, we cannot consider that particular country as secular. Okay, so why it is important to separate the religion from the state? The first point is it is important for a country to function democratically. Means to function democratically, it is important that the state and the religion, they both should be separated from each other. Okay, almost all the countries of the world will have more than one or more religious group. Okay, as we can see in context of India also, here it was not one or two, it was many religious group who resides in India. Okay, so here he just tried to make you understand that it is not only in India, almost all the countries of the world will have more than one religious group living in them. So if the majority religion, okay, or the majority religious groups has access to state power, then it is very much possible that they could easily use this power against the other religious minorities. Okay, means if the religious group which is in the majority in a country or a state, so it is very much possible that they can use this power to dominate those people who were in the minority in terms of religion. Okay. Now in the next point, in democratic societies we need to protect the freedom of individuals to exit from their religion or have the freedom to interpret religious teachings differently. Means in India the constitution protect the freedom of individuals to exit from their religion or to have the freedom to interpret the religious teachings differently. Okay. Now the third point is, it is important to separate the religion from the state as to prevent the domination of one religious community over the other. Okay. Means if the religion or state will not be separated, it will be led to the domination of one religious community over the other. Okay. So these are the 3 points which proves that why the religion should be separated from the state. Okay. Now we will see what is Indian secularism. The next topic in your book is what is Indian secularism. So we will see what is this. Okay. So the Indian constitution mandates that the Indian state be secular, and I have already told you that what is secular. Okay. Which do not promote any specific religion, means all religions are treated equally. Okay. That state is considered as secular state. Okay. So the things which make India a secular state are, the first one is the Indian state is not ruled by a religious group and nor it supports any one religion. Okay. Means as we all know that in the first chapter we have see that when I'm teaching you the key features of Indian constitution, we having a point that is parliamentary form of government. So the Indian state is not ruled by the religious group. Here all the citizen of the country, they having right to elect their representatives through the principle of universal adult franchise. Okay. Means all the citizens who have attained the age of 18 years, they have a right to cast his or her vote irrespective of their religion, caste or their sex. Okay. So in this context we can say that India is a country which is not ruled by a religious group. Okay. Now in India, government spaces like law courts, police stations, government schools and offices are not supposed to display or promote any one religion. Means all these institutions like courts, police stations, government schools and the offices, they are not supposed to display anything which is based on the superiority of any particular religion. Means these institutions, they cannot support any particular religion, they have to be neutral. Okay. The next point is, in order to respect the sentiments of all religions and non-interference with the religious practices, the state makes certain exceptions for the particular religious communities. It means that this is the best example in context of India, where we can say that both state and the religion are separated. State never interfere in the religious affairs. It will interfere only when the conditions goes out of control. Means if there is a dispute between the two religious communities, the role of the state is to be remain neutral. Okay. And investigate in a fair manner. Means state could not favors any specific group or any religious community. Okay. It is the role of state, or it is the duty of state, is to be fair and neutral. The next point is, in India the state does not enforce any particular religion, not take away the religious freedom of the individuals. Means our constitution states that India as a state cannot enforce any particular religion over its citizens, okay, or nor it take away the religious freedom of the individuals which were given in our constitution through the fundamental rights. Okay, so states does not, India as a state does not enforce any particular religion nor take away the religious freedom of any individual. Okay, so these are the points which make India a secular country. Students, we have seen that, and you people also notice that in India people they celebrate different types of festivals altogether. Means Hindus also went to the churches. Means it is not only the temples, but means we see that people they are free to visit to the temples, mosque, or even in the churches also. This shows that the religious freedom of the individuals which were guaranteed to them by our constitution. Okay, means most of you are Hindu, but on the eve of Christmas you all went to the, most of you you went to the churches. Okay, this shows the religious freedom. No one can deny you to prevent you to enter into the temples or the mosques or even in the churches. So I think means through all these examples you all are able to understand that why India is considered as a secular state, as we are a diverse country, which is means India is a diverse country not only in terms of its geographical location but also in terms of its population. People here they belong to different caste or religion, they having different way of life, but still we adopted a system of government which work through certain rules and regulations prescribed in the constitution. So in context of India we can say that it is purely a secular country, and I have given you so many points to prove it. So here we have seen that what is the concept of secularism and why India is considered as a secular state and why it is important to separate the religion from the state. I hope you all are able to understood all these points. Students, please go through the NCERT books also. It will help you a lot to understand all these facts, and please see the examples which they have given you in your books. It will also provide you a great help to understood these topics. Okay, still if you having any problem you can ask me personally and do your work. Whatever the work I am giving you in your WhatsApp group, please do that work properly. Okay, thank you.